being here. This is entitled Sounds of Glamour. I'm going to make some more noise at the end of the short talk. And if you're on your audio story, press stop. It'll pause it. You can press play when I start up again. And if you're the group that was following me around earlier, I'll be back down here to meet you to take you back that way. So, Alcatraz is glamour. And if you're watching, I can operate one of the doors, a few of them, all 14. I can open one and close another at the same time. This is a revolutionary feature that would help change this cell house from a low security facility to the maximum security facility you all are learning about on your audio tour. So the cell doors were changed from flat, strapped iron bars, easy to break out of, that swung open with individual locking key mechanisms, so the officer would literally have to turn their back on the inmate. Not so good for a different kind of criminal, because the military prisoners would have a lot more freedoms and privileges than the federals. In addition to changing the doors, and they changed them from that flat strapped iron to this hardened encased steel, they made the opening remote controlled, the gang boxes here, the brains for this system. You have security features installed, like the red striping on those doors in the door jam, allows the gun gallery officers to be aware of which doors are open and closed. And the gun galleries are another feature installed during the change of the cell house. And these were safety features as well. It was safer for the correctional officers. They didn't have to turn their back to inmates anymore. They operated from this end, and they had the backup of the gun gallery officers. Now, do you think they would have carried the wrapped keys around with them like I do today? Anybody? What do you think? If you're an officer here letting 14 inmates out, do you want this in your pocket? No, because they're smart enough. They'll figure out how to operate these doors. You get locked in there yourself. So the keys were just as dangerous as loaded weapons in the hands of an inmate. That's why they were kept in the gun gallery. You'll see that key dangling there. They would not dangle freedom in front of their faces like that. They would have kept in the lockbox. But the officer opening up the cells would get the key from the gun gallery, down a little fishing string, open up the gang boxes, give the keys back to the gun gallery, ensuring their safety. The way these doors work is there's a selector pin. It's pretty simple. It's mechanical advantage. It's spring-loaded. The selector pin here chooses which cell you want to open. On the top box here, there's a pin that when I pull the clutch will release those selected pins, and a hammer that pulls back on a ball bearing strap, picking up all those release pins and sliding them open. You'll see the plexiglass on cell 1 there and down here. You can get a little closer look to that mechanism. So it's still pretty hard. Each floor weighs about 260 pounds. So it's my workout for the day. But thanks to mechanical advantage, I can do it. I'm going to demonstrate this sound for you again. And while I do that, before I do that, I'm going to talk about the safety you would have felt inside that cell. It's 5 by 9. These cells were built by the military to be selected. As operated as the Bureau of Prisons, the inmates would spend up to 16 hours a day in that cell. Work was a privilege here on Alcatraz. Would you have wanted to work if you were an inmate here? Yeah. If you're spending 16 hours a day in that cell, you're going to try and stay in the best behavior to earn those privileges like the rec yard and to get out to work. However, it's a very boring, monotonous life. So maybe once in a while, you're going to stir things up and get thrown in the hole. A couple of the guys I've talked to, this is exactly what they did. They started getting really bored, and that was the true torture on Alcatraz. So they would do something like be really chatty. There's a gentleman, Bill Baker, that I've been introduced to, and there was one evening where he started imitating the foghorn that he would hear inside the cell Star Wars fans in the audience? Oh, come on. No? No Star Wars fans. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. The opening of the door to the Death Star. George Lucas would take the soundbite from Alcatraz and use it in a lot of his films. So, Hollywood, once again, has helped make this prison island very famous. Now, it started as a national park in 1972. It's actually been a national park longer than it was a federal prison. So thank you guys for listening. I'll be back down. I have time to answer a couple questions, and you can press play on your audience board to start it again. Thank you. Pen here, there's a number panel back for gears mechanism. Those gears are talking. I'm trying to find my little Greek. Oh.